Welcome to Biography with Plutarch, where we delve into the lives of fascinating individuals, exploring their character, choices, and consequences. Today, we're going to embark on a captivating journey through the life of Natalie Wood, the talented and enigmatic actress whose untimely death has left an enduring impact on Hollywood and beyond. As we step into the world of Natalie Wood, we find ourselves in the midst of the Great Depression, a time of great turmoil and upheaval. Born on July 20, 1938, in San Francisco, California, Natalia Nikolaevna Zakharenko, later known as Natalie Wood, entered the world amidst the sounds of sirens, the smell of smoke, and the feeling of uncertainty that hung in the air. Her parents, Nikolai and Maria Zakharenko, were Russian immigrants who had fled their homeland after the Russian Revolution, seeking refuge in a new country. This cultural heritage would later influence Natalie's perspective on life and her approach to her craft, shaping her into a unique and captivating individual. Natalie's early childhood was marked by a mix of instability and creativity. Her father, a carpenter, struggled to find steady work, forcing the family to move frequently between San Francisco and Los Angeles. The sound of hammers ringing out, the smell of freshly cut wood, and the sight of half-built houses were all familiar to Natalie as she grew up. Despite these challenges, Maria, Natalie's mother, encouraged her daughter's artistic inclinations from an early age. She began taking ballet lessons at the age of 4, exhibiting a natural talent that would eventually lead to her first film roles. The tutu-clad Natalie would twirl and leap across the stage, her eyes shining with excitement as she brought joy and beauty to all who watched her. The Zakharenko family's experiences during World War II also had a profound impact on Natalie's formative years. As a young girl, she witnessed the fear and uncertainty that gripped her community, as well as the resilience and solidarity that defined the era. She remembered the sound of air raid sirens, the smell of rationed food, and the sight of families huddled together in bomb shelters. These early impressions would later influence her portrayal of complex, dynamic characters on screen, allowing her to tap into a deep well of emotions and experiences. As a child, Natalie was exposed to the world of cinema through her mother's connections in the film industry. Maria had been an actress in Russia and saw potential in her daughter, pushing her to audition for roles from a very young age. In 1943, at just 5 years old, Natalie landed her first part in the film Happy Land, marking the beginning of a remarkable career that would span over 3 decades. The smell of makeup, the feel of costumes, and the sound of cameras rolling all became familiar to Natalie as she grew up on set. She was a natural, and her early start in the industry would shape her into a confident, expressive young woman, eager to take on the challenges of the entertainment industry. Natalie's family eventually settled in Santa Rosa, California, where she attended elementary school and continued to nurture her passion for acting. Her parents' emphasis on education and the arts helped shape her into a well-rounded individual with a deep love of literature, music, and dance. The small-town environment of Santa Rosa also provided Natalie with a sense of stability and normalcy, which would serve as a counterbalance to the glamour and pressures of Hollywood. She remembered walking through the quiet streets, surrounded by trees and flowers, feeling carefree and happy. The confluence of these factors would ultimately contribute to her emergence as a talented, versatile actress, capable of captivating audiences with her vulnerability, intelligence, and beauty. Her Russian roots gave her a deep understanding of the human condition, while her experiences during World War II taught her the value of resilience and solidarity. Her early start in the film industry shaped her into a confident, expressive young woman, and her small-town upbringing provided her with a sense of stability and normalcy. As Natalie Wood's career began to take shape, she found herself navigating the complex and often treacherous world of Hollywood, where talent, beauty, and perseverance were essential for success. The year was 1947, and at the tender age of 9, she landed a role in the film Miracle on 34th Street, which would become a Christmas classic, cherished by generations to come. Her performance as Susan Walker, the young daughter of a department store executive, showcased her natural charm and vulnerability, earning her critical acclaim and recognition within the industry. The experience was nothing short of magical for Natalie, who recalled the wonder of being on set, surrounded by the trappings of Christmas, the twinkling lights, the festive decorations, and the iconic Santa Claus. As she delved deeper into the world of Hollywood, Natalie began to realize that success was not solely dependent on talent, but also on a multitude of other factors, including luck, timing, and a dash of old-fashioned showmanship. The following years saw her take on a variety of roles, each one showcasing her versatility and range as an actress. In 1952, she appeared in The Rose Bowl Story, a film that highlighted her growing talent and charisma on screen. Her portrayal of Sally Burke, a high school student, demonstrated her ability to convey complexity and depth even in relatively minor roles. Natalie's breakthrough role came in 1955 when she was cast as Judy in Nicholas Ray's Rebel Without a Cause, alongside James Dean and Sal Mineo. This iconic film, released on October 27, 1955, would become a defining moment in her career, cementing her status as a rising star in Hollywood. Her performance as the troubled teenager, struggling to find her place in a chaotic world, resonated with audiences and critics alike, earning her an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. The film's themes of teenage angst, rebellion, and nonconformity struck a chord with the youth of the time, and Natalie's portrayal of Judy became an instant icon of 1950s pop culture. The success of Rebel Without a Cause marked a turning point in Natalie's career as she began to take on more substantial and challenging roles. In 1956, she appeared in The Searchers, a John Ford-directed Western that starred John Wayne and Jeffrey Hunter. Her portrayal of Debbie Edwards, a young girl kidnapped by Comanches, demonstrated her ability to adapt to different genres and work with renowned directors. The experience of filming on location in the scorching desert landscapes of Utah and Arizona was both exhilarating and grueling for Natalie, who had to contend with the harsh elements and the physical demands of playing a character who had been living in the wilderness. Natalie's collaboration with acclaimed director Elia Kazan on the 1961 film Splendor in the Grass would prove to be another significant milestone in her career. Her performance as Deanie Loomis, a high school student struggling with her desires and the societal expectations placed upon her, earned her critical acclaim and numerous award nominations, including an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. The film's themes of love, desire, and small-town America resonated deeply with Natalie, who drew upon her own experiences as a teenager to bring depth and nuance to the character. As Natalie's star continued to rise, she found herself at the forefront of Hollywood's most iconic films. In 1961, she was cast as Maria in Jerome Robbins and Robert Wise's West Side Story, a groundbreaking musical that would become one of the most beloved and enduring films of all time. Her performance, opposite Richard Beymer as Tony, showcased her remarkable dancing abilities, as well as her capacity to convey deep emotion and vulnerability. The filming of West Side Story was a complex and challenging process, with Natalie facing intense pressure to deliver a memorable performance. As she recalled, "I was so nervous, I thought I was going to die." Despite these challenges, she persevered, pouring her heart and soul into the role. The film's release on December 18, 1961, marked a triumph for Natalie, as well as the entire cast and crew, earning widespread critical acclaim and numerous awards, including 10 Academy Awards. Throughout her career, Natalie Wood was known for her tireless work ethic and dedication to her craft. She continued to push herself, taking on diverse roles and collaborating with some of the most talented directors and actors of her time. As her career progressed, she found herself navigating the complexities of fame, relationships, and personal struggles, all while maintaining a remarkable level of professionalism and artistry. Natalie's experiences, both on and off screen, had a profound impact on her growth as an actress, allowing her to tap into a deep well of emotions and bring authenticity to her performances. As the 1960s unfolded, Natalie Wood's star continued to shine brightly, with iconic performances in films like Gypsy, 1962, Love with the Proper Stranger, 1963, and Sex and the Single Girl, 1964. Her collaborations with directors like Mervyn LeRoy, Robert Wise, and Sidney Lumet resulted in some of the most memorable films of the decade. With each new role, Natalie continued to evolve as an actress, taking on more complex characters and pushing the boundaries of her craft. Her dedication to her work, combined with her natural talent and charisma, cemented her status as one of Hollywood's most beloved and enduring stars. As the 1970s dawned, Natalie Wood's career continued to flourish like a vibrant tapestry, woven from threads of talent, dedication, and perseverance. Her notable performances in films like Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, 1969, and The Candidate, 1972, showcased her remarkable range and depth as an actress. The latter film, directed by Michael Ritchie, saw Natalie playing the role of Jenny, a campaign aide to Robert Redford's titular character, and her nuanced portrayal added complexity to the movie's exploration of American politics. However, behind the scenes, Natalie's personal life was marked by turmoil, like a stormy sea that threatened to engulf her at every turn. Her highly publicized divorce from husband Robert Wagner in 1962 had left emotional scars, and her subsequent marriage to producer Richard Gregson in 1969 seemed to offer a sense of stability, but ultimately ended in divorce in 1972. Despite these challenges, Natalie remained committed to her craft, taking on diverse roles that challenged her as an artist and collaborating with innovative directors like Sidney Pollack and Arthur Penn. One such collaboration was with Sidney Pollack on the film They Might Be Giants, 1971, a quirky comedy drama where Natalie played the role of Daisy, a young woman who becomes embroiled in a mystery involving a former judge, played by George C. Scott, who believes he is Sherlock Holmes. The film's offbeat humor and clever script allowed Natalie to showcase her comedic talents, and her on-screen chemistry with Scott was undeniable. In the latter half of the decade, Natalie's film appearances became less frequent as she focused on raising her two daughters, Natasha and Courtney, in a warm and nurturing environment that prioritized family above all else. Nevertheless, she continued to act in select projects, including the 1980 television film The Cracker Factory, which earned her an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Limited Series or Special. Her performance as Cassie Barrett, a young woman struggling with mental illness, was widely praised by critics and audiences alike, and demonstrated Natalie's ability to tackle complex, emotionally charged roles. Her final film role was in the 1981 science fiction thriller, Brainstorm, directed by Douglas Trumbull, which explored themes of technology, consciousness, and human connection. The film's innovative special effects and thought-provoking storyline were a fitting swan song for Natalie's remarkable career, and her performance as Karen Brace, a scientist whose experiments with a revolutionary new technology have unintended consequences, was both captivating and haunting. Tragically, Natalie's life was cut short on November 29, 1981, when she died under mysterious circumstances while on a yacht with her husband Robert Wagner and actor Christopher Walken. The official investigation concluded that her death was an accident, but speculation and rumors have persisted to this day, leaving behind a sense of sadness and loss that still resonates deeply. In the years following her passing, Natalie Wood's legacy has only grown as her remarkable body of work continues to inspire new generations of actors, directors, and film enthusiasts. As Robert Redford once observed, Natalie had a way of getting to the heart of a character that was almost uncanny. Her contributions to American cinema are immeasurable, with iconic performances in films like Rebel Without a Cause, West Side Story, and Splendor in the Grass remaining an integral part of our cultural heritage. These movies not only showcased Natalie's talent, but also captured the essence of her generation, exploring themes of youth rebellion, social change, and the human condition. Today, Natalie Wood is remembered as a talented and dedicated actress who left an indelible mark on Hollywood's golden age. Natalie's impact on her colleagues and friends was just as profound. Robert Redford, who worked with Natalie on The Candidate, remembered her as a kind and generous person who brought a sense of joy and enthusiasm to every project she undertook. Natalie had a spark that was infectious, he recalled in an interview. She loved what she did, and it showed in everything she touched. Similarly, director Sidney Pollack, who worked with Natalie on several films, praised her professionalism, talent, and dedication to her craft. That's all for today's Biography with Plutarch. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that understanding the lives of remarkable individuals helps us better understand ourselves.